seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Senior Certificates Results Announcement and the Top Achiever Award Ceremony for the class of 2025. And now, please welcome our Program Director for this evening.
Minister of Basic Education, Ms. Siviwe Gwarube, our Deputy Minister, Dr. Regina Mhaule, DG Matanzi Mamweli, Premiers, MECs, HODs, sector and corporate partners, our exceptional learners, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the National Senior Certificate Examination Results Announcement for the class of 2025. I'd like to extend a heartfelt welcome to all South Africans joining us live across the country. My name is Tsegohatso Moagi, and I am your Program Director. A big honor for me to be your Program Director this evening. Our sign language interpreters are Andiswa Gebashe, Fortune Madala, Nicoline Dutoy, and Pearl Mbolekwa. Tonight marks an extraordinary milestone in the journey of more than 900,000 learners who sat for the National Senior Certificate exams as the class of 2025. This evening, we have the honor of joining the Minister of Basic Education as she officially announces the National Senior Certificate results for this cohort. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to pause and to reflect on the human stories behind the dedication and sacrifice, determination and hope that define this particular cohort. In the weeks and months leading up to the NSC exams, our matriculants faced long days, extremely late nights, and countless moments of perseverance. Their journeys are as diverse as our country, and yet they were united by their shared commitment to succeed.
Class of 2025.
My name is Kutlano Koshwane and I'm class of 2025.
Naledi Mujangjeng, class of 2025.
Mukoni Lindobuhle Mabonga and I am a part of class of 2025.
I'm Nontlanhla Matabe, class of 2025.
Kamkhelo More, class of 2025.
Luandim Tambo, class of 2025.
Luanje Kumalo, class of 2025. It's been an amazing year.
It was the best experience of my life. The year has been tough.
For me, this year had its ups and downs.
2025 was a difficult year for me.
But I believe that I and other students have made it through.
I'd like to thank my teachers and the Department of Basic Education for making this year possible.
And as for now, I'm looking forward to the official announcement of the National Senior Certificate Examination Results
2025.
Stay tuned.
What a moving reminder that behind every result is a young person with a story, shaped by discipline and extraordinary determination. Supporting the journeys of these young people, ladies and gentlemen, requires partnerships, strong partnerships that believe in the potential of our young people and consistently step forward to help unlock it. This evening, we are proud to welcome back one of our most valued and long-standing partners. MTN has been an integral part of the National Senior Certificate Results announcement for the past 6 years, standing with learners, with families, and the education sector as a whole in moments that shape the future of our country. Now, please join me in welcoming the Group Chief Sustainability and Corporate Affairs at MTN SA, Nompilo Morafo, to the podium.
Honorable Ministers, Honorable Premier, Deputy Ministers, MECs and officials, ladies and gentlemen, and to the members of the Matric class of 2025, all protocols observed. It is an honor for us, MTN, to be standing here today in support of the Matric 2025 results. MTN was established in South Africa at the dawn of democracy in 1994 as a leader in transformation. Our story is a clear one. We have a belief that says everyone deserves the benefits of a modern connected life. For that reason, we believe that connectivity alone could help unlock opportunity and access for everyone. For more than 3 decades, MTN have grown alongside this nation of South Africa through moments of progress and also moments of challenges. By harnessing the talent of our diverse people in this country, MTN now also offers services beyond South Africa. We now, ladies and gentlemen, offer services to more than 300 million Africans across the continent. MTN South Africa proudly serves about 40 million of these subscribers. Our customers are here, our people are here, our families are here, and our futures, therefore, are here. South Africa is not simply one of MTN markets, but it is our home. We believe strongly that the success of South Africa is intrinsically linked to the success of MTN as a whole, as a group. At MTN, we understand that education is not just about social good, but it is a national imperative. Education is the engine that drives opportunity, economic participation, and inclusive growth. Through the MTN Foundation, more than half of our social investment goes into education. We do this because we know that long-term national progress does not begin in boardrooms, but it begins in classrooms. Our partnership, therefore, with the Department of Basic Education reflects our belief that responsible corporate citizens cannot stand on the sidelines and watch. It is important to note that no learner in this room has succeeded alone. Behind every student here today, it took a village. It took parents, it took caregivers, it took teachers, principals, support staff, and yes, our communities where we come from. Your belief, this is to young people, your belief and the sacrifice that your parents had in you have helped shape what you have become today. Today belongs to all of us, including the parents and the caregivers to our children. And to the class of 2025, we are here for you. We believe in you. You are capable, you are talented, and you are ready. MTN will continue to walk this journey with you. We will continue to walk the journey with the Department of Basic Education because we invest in education and therefore we're investing in the future of South Africa. Congratulations on everything you have achieved, and we'd like to really congratulate the class of 2025 on everything that lies ahead. Thank you.
What Ms. Nompilo Morafo had to say, where she says no learner can succeed alone, and it's very true. We come together as communities, and we're also very grateful for partners such as MTN. Let's please give her another round of applause. Now, if one thing is certain, is that the future belongs to our youngest citizens. Today, they are in the classrooms. Tomorrow, they are in the lecture halls. And in the years ahead, they're in boardrooms. They are in positions of leadership. They are in communities across our country. Since assuming office, the Minister of Basic Education has approached her responsibility with a lot of energy, with purpose, taking the time to listen, taking the time to learn, and to engage directly with the learners, with teachers, with school leaders, parents, and civil society across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in welcoming the Minister of Basic Education, Ms. Siviwe Gwarube, to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you very much, everybody. Program Director, Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, Premiers and MECs, Members of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures, the Chairperson, Council and CEO of Umalusi, leaders of education unions, SGB associations, our partners from civil society, academia, business, and our sponsors, educators, parents, and learners and members of the media, and the South Africans watching at home, molweni and good evening. Today we honor the class of 2025 and the families, teachers, and communities who carried them to this moment. We affirm our trust in the credibility of the National Senior Certificate results as that has been checked and approved by Umalusi. And tonight I want to speak very plainly about what these results tell us, about what the health of our system is like, where we are progressing, and where we must act with urgency and lift quality and strengthen equity. And then at the end of my remarks, I will announce the national results and the provincial outcomes, so we can receive the numbers with both clarity and with purpose. These are the second NSC results released in South Africa's new era of a multi-party government. 20 months ago, in May 2024, South Africans chose cooperation over division, maturity over instability, and shared responsibility over blame. And from that choice came the government of national unity to strengthen institutions, to grow the economy, and to create jobs. And what matters the most is that even as this power shifted, our country did not splinter. We proved that we can renew ourselves without collapse, change without chaos, and work together in the national interest. Education sits at the center of that national project, because our future is formed in classrooms long before it is debated. The Department of Basic Education is charting a new path. We do so with humility, and we do so with gratitude for those who have come before. We honor our predecessors in this office, including Professor Sibusiso Pengu, Democratic South Africa's first Minister of Education, who helped lay key legislative and policy foundations for our system. And former Ministers Kada Asmal, Naledi Pandor, and Angie Motshekga. Yes, the path ahead requires new energy, fresh choices, different priorities, but we do not begin from nothing. We are building from where they have left off. When we assumed office 18 months ago, we did so with a clear understanding of the terrain that is before us. Education has long carried a particular weight in our national story, shaping opportunity and social mobility across generations. The system we steward today reflects both that history and the unfinished work of building a more equitable future. It bears the imprint of deep inequality, yet it remains the most powerful instrument we have for expanding opportunity and strengthening social cohesion. South Africans, we cannot be content to keep the system running with its deepest problems remaining untouched. We must choose a new course for basic education. And that new course has already begun. It is a root-deep reform guided in evidence and in our relentless efforts and focus on what matters the most: quality, learning, and teaching. In our first year in office, the work of the department was guided by one central question: what must change if education is to be the greatest equalizer that it promises to be? Not in rhetoric, but in lived reality. And so, over the past year, we have worked to stabilize governance across the system. We've rebuilt trust with provinces, districts, unions, and partners. We've protected the fairness and the credibility of national exams. We've shifted the department's focus away from reactive crisis management towards long-term strategic reform. To understand the scale of what we are reforming, we must understand its size. Our system serves approximately 13.5 million learners, supported by more than 460,000 educators across nearly 25,000 schools, managed through hundreds of circuit offices, 75 education districts, and 9 provincial departments. People often ask about quick wins, and I often respond to them by saying, but real reform in a system of this size cannot be PR-led. It is deep work that succeeds only when leadership lines up resources, accountability, trust, data behind one clear direction, and that is strengthening the foundations of learning. We are not in the business of quick wins or grabbing headlines. We are in the business of transforming lives and ensuring that South African children have their best future ahead of them. Ladies and gentlemen, the NSC remains one of the most largest and most complex operations, surpassed only by the national elections. In 2025, more than 900,000 candidates wrote at about 6,000 centers. Millions of scripts were set, printed, written, marked, checked, and quality assured. Where irregularities appeared, they were investigated and they were dealt with immediately. Where weaknesses were found, we strengthened controls and consequence management. We can have confidence that these results, ladies and gentlemen, are earned and they are not gifted. South Africans, we must also put the stubborn myth to rest. 30% is not the matric pass mark. I call upon particularly elected leaders in this House and outside of this House to refrain from populism. Because the danger with this is that it discourages our learners, many of whom have different paths that they will take. Not every single learner who attends a school intends to go to obtain a university degree. Some intend to go obtain skills in the world of work. Some intend on doing different things, which our education system allows. But when we really use the sloganism, we really discourage learners who are differently talented in the system by discouraging them in this kind of sloganism. The NSC is earned by meeting a minimum requirements across a full subject package, including higher thresholds and key subjects with different pass types that open different pathways after school. In turn, learners achieve the right marks in the right subjects in the NSC exams to gain entry into their preferred program at a higher education level. The point is this, ladies and gentlemen. Slogans or percentages alone will not improve learner outcomes. It is whether our standards, progression, and support across the whole schooling journey add up to real readiness. And that is why the National Education and Training Council, established last year for the first time in our history, is reviewing assessment and progression policies across the system, from grade R all the way to grade 12, so that the expectations are clear, the support happens earlier, and that learning gaps do not compound until learners arrive in matric. You see, as I said, this is deep-rooted reform that must look at a system in its entirety, but not grab headlines at the expense of our learners. Raising the bar in grade 12 imposes a moral obligation for us to strengthen the foundations, school readiness, early learning, reading for meaning by age 10, and early numeracy. When we speak about the NSC, we must therefore resist the urge of viewing it as a single moment in time. Matric is not an event. It is a journey that spans for more than a decade. Many learners pursue these milestones under real strain of poverty, of hunger, unsafe environments, long travel, language barriers, overcrowded classrooms, but they still persevere. These realities, ladies and gentlemen, shape performance long before the first exam paper is written. And they are why quality and equity cannot be separated. And yet there is hope, Because every year in no-fee schools across South Africa, children are carrying heavy burdens, still walk into classrooms and choose to pursue excellence. They study by candlelight, they share textbooks, they travel far, but they keep going. And when that determination meets dedicated teaching, committed school leadership, and district support, schools, the results can be extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2025, we accelerated the work of turning the system towards its foundations. In doing so, we've drawn inspiration from an enduring symbol of our land, the baobab tree. The baobab does not grow quickly or rush skyward. It grows downwards, pushing its roots deep into difficult soil, surviving droughts and storms. Only later does it rise, offering shelter, nourishment, relief, and stability for generations. No tree grows tall when its roots are weak, and no education system transforms when its foundations are weak. So for decades, South Africa rightly focused on expanding access to education. That work was absolutely necessary and it was just. But access without quality is not equity, and progression without mastery is not opportunity. And so quality is measured by what learners can do and by whether opportunity stays open in particularly gateway subjects. If education is to be an equalizer of opportunity, then a child born in Soweto and a child born in Sandton must receive, at the start of their learning journey, an equal education that equips them to read with meaning, to count confidently, and to imagine their future without limitation. The greatest injustice in our system is not found in grade 12. It is found much earlier, and it is visible in a familiar story I often cite, the story that I call the tale of the two 10-year-olds. The first 10-year-old, Lindiwe, grows up in a home with age-appropriate books. She's read to from the age of 2. She's enrolled in a registered ECD center with trained practitioners, nutritious meals, and supportive caregivers who identify her needs early. By grade 1, she arrives ready, confident, and at 10, she's reading and writing independently and solving maths problems with confidence. The future is wide open to her. Sipho, who's also 10, grows up in a poorer community with no books at home. He does not attend an ECD program. He interacts for the first time with a book when he's in grade 1. But grade 4, he struggles to read and write and count for meaning, not because he lacks potential, but because he has weak foundations of learning, because the system did not prioritize the right things. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, Lindiwe and Sipho are the faces of education inequality in our country. And that is why the greatest injustice is found much earlier in the system. It is found in children who are not thriving by 5, in learners who are unable to read for meaning, in early numeracy gaps that later close the doors to maths and science. The Thrive by 5 index that we released in September last year indicates that 42% of children aged 4 to 5 are developmentally on track. And so too many children start school already behind, and that gap compounds each year. And you'll see how this becomes important when we talk about the culmination of Matric results. Because as I indicated, Matric is not an event. It is a journey that starts and spans over a decade. We said we would change the direction of the system towards early learning in the early years, when inequality either takes root or is dismantled. Over the past year, we've done exactly that. First, we're strengthening early learning, expanding access while driving quality and readiness. As early childhood care and education consolidates into the department, we have put quality and readiness at the center. Siyayazi ukuba le sector iphethwe ngomama, omakhulu, tannies and aunts across the country. Nini abayiqinisileyo, nini abayakhileyo, ezilalini, ezilokishini, nasezidolophini. Yiyo loo nto singurhulumente asizange uzoyixutha, sizothi sizonixhasa ukwenzela uba siphuhlise ikamva labantwana bethu. we are backing practitioners with a clearer curriculum guidance, stronger professional development, and quality improvement pathways that do not exclude the poorest. We set an ambitious target to register 10,000 ECD centers in 2025, and we exceeded it. More than 12,000 centers are registered in 2025, and we're bringing the total registered to over 33,000. This enables more than 1 million children. Colleagues, this enables more than 1 million children to access the subsidy that supports nutrition and quality early learning. To expand access to our rural provinces, we've established an outcomes-based education fund. Through this, we are investing 496 million rand to expand safe, quality early learning and to create over 100,000 new learner spaces in Limpopo, in Eastern Cape, and in KwaZulu-Natal. We have now set a new ambitious target to create 250,000 new ECD spaces by next year. It is ambitious, it is audacious, but it is absolutely necessary. Second, we are strengthening early grade reading using evidence. In November, we released the first ever Funda Uphumelele National Survey. This is where language matters. Funda Uphumelele helps us see where the reading breaks down. But mother tongue-based bilingual education helps us fix it. And that is why we're expanding mother tongue-based bilingual education. And in November this year, for the very first time, South Africa wrote its first bilingual grade 4 assessments in mathematics and natural science. Third, we are improving the tools and conditions for early learning in the early grades. We are finalizing the National Catalogue for Learning and Teaching Support materials for grade 1s to 3, strengthening the last mile delivery, and defining a core support package of non-negotiables for every foundation phase classroom that it should have. For the first time in over 2 decades, we've launched a review of the formula for allocating teaching posts to schools so that it reflects today's pressures, including overcrowding, curriculum demands, and the expansion of early learning. With grade R now compulsory, we will continue to expand access, improve quality with the focus on infrastructure, practitioner development, and learning materials in poor communities. We are currently upskilling 7,000 grade R practitioners through our joint project with UNISA, backing the strategy with real investment. Our shift is focused towards the foundations of learning is gaining international recognition. Our efforts to establish an IPSA network for quality foundational learning has been endorsed by heads of states of India, Brazil, and even our own President Ramaphosa. Fourth, we are strengthening teacher development in practical ways that protect learning time, including prioritizing bursaries for foundation phase students, teachers through Funza Lushaka. And finally, we are treating child well-being and safety as a priority because children cannot learn when they are hungry or unsafe. We are strengthening the National School Nutrition Program and improving accountability, procurement, and monitoring. We are also piloting an ECD nutrition program to prevent child stunting caused by malnutrition. In 2025, we strengthened the school safety protocol with SAPS, and in the first term of 2026, we will be kicking off an anti-bullying campaign with MECs to intensify prevention, reporting, and response at a school level. This year, we will also finally finalize the review of White Paper 6 on inclusive education so that learning barriers are identified early and support reaches learners where vulnerability is at its highest. We are also streaming reporting tools to remove duplication. Teachers have told us that administrative burden is what is really burdening them in schools. So reporting must serve teaching and not just paperwork for the sake of paperwork. For the first time since 1994, we've undertaken a financial analysis of provincial education departments. 7 of 9 provinces have been flagged as financially unsustainable, and provinces were asked to develop financial recovery plans. This work is also supported by our partners, the ELRC, and the drive to eliminate ghost teachers and learners. For teachers, this is what it means in practice: clearer guidance in early grades, better materials in getting to classrooms, less duplicating reporting, and stronger support to protect learning time, especially in the foundation phase. And now, let me turn to what the country has been waiting for: the 2025 NSC results. However, before I announce the national and provincial pass rates, let me share what these results are telling us, because numbers matter most when we understand what sits behind them. This was the largest class in history to sit for the final matric exams in our country. We are reaching more learners in grade 12 than any other point in our country. However, quantity is only but the starting point. The next phase is about quality, making sure that access translates to learning and learning translates into stronger outcomes, especially in gateway subjects. The story of the class of 2025 begins in 2014. It is a story of resilience, of young people who kept going through difficult seasons, including going through a COVID-19 period when they were in grade 8. In 2014, 1.2 million children entered grade 1. By the same time of the same cohort, they reached grade 10 in 2023, a decrease was about 4% was noted. We therefore have a very high retention rate between grade 1 and grade 10. And I think that speaks to the strength of our system and the strength of the fact that we recognize the constitutional obligation of keeping children in school for the compulsory going age. However, between grade 10 and 12, a large number of learners begin to repeat, others leave the system, and others leave the schooling system. The full-time grade 12 class of 2025 had 778,000 learners enrolled. This tells us something important, that the largest dropout pressure is not across the whole system. It only intensifies late as learners move to grade 11 and 12. Nationally, only about 84% of people make it, or nationally, about 84% learners make it all the way to grade 10. And then from grade 11 and grade 12, we see the biggest dropout. And this is why data matters. And this is why we have to have a deeper look into what the data tells us, so that we can have targeted interventions, so that we don't make sweeping statements about learner retention throughout the system. A retention rate of 84% is extremely high, but we must then ask ourselves the question, what are we going to do about the dropout rate that happens between grade 10 and grade 12? Retention matters. If learners exit the system before grade 12, the system then is not yet delivering quality at the scale at which we want, regardless of how strong the final pass rate is. Where we see lower retention alongside high performance, we must question that pattern carefully and fairly, and using data but not assumptions. This is about protecting learners and honest schools and ensuring that no one is pressured to improve statistics by closing doors of opportunity. If any learner is being discouraged, diverted, or left without support, whether of grade 12 or entirely out of gateway subject, then we must find it, we must stop it, and we must replace it with earlier support and keep doors of opportunity open. And we must continue strengthening learner tracking and early warnings between us and higher education and training, which is work that has already started, so that support and intervention can happen long before grade 12. That is why our biggest system health test is not only the pass rate, but whether or not learners stay the course from the early grades right through to grade 12. This data also shows a far more stable system. The largest share of candidates were 18 years old, a sign of on-time progression. The percentage of learners who were unable to sit for their exams has fallen sharply from 17% in 2017 to 2% today. Part-time candidates have also declined, reflecting a lower number of candidates who are seeking to repeat grade 12 given the improved performance. These trends also matter because they point to a far more stable system, and the stability is the platform on which we must build, and now we must build a strong foundation. Girls now outnumber boys by 56% to 44%, reflecting stronger protections of the girl child, including the removal of pregnancy as a barrier to education. But the boy child is increasingly being left behind, becoming underrepresented in matric cohorts and less likely than girls to return through second chance pathways. This imbalance requires urgent and targeted intervention. Ladies and gentlemen, subject choices by the class of 2025 remind us again of the long reach of weak foundations. Only 34% of candidates wrote mathematics, while the rest wrote mathematical literacy. This is concerning for us because mathematics is an important gateway subject. We're encouraged by the enrollment increases in mathematics and other gateway subjects such as accounting and physical science and other technical subjects. However, we would like to see the performance matching that enrollment. So, in other words, the system is growing but not fast enough in the subjects that most powerfully shape access to further study in scarce skills and economic participation. And we as a department are dedicated to making sure that this improves and improves dramatically. That is the quality challenge of the next phase. And this brings us to the second truth that we must face. That more learners writing doesn't always mean better results. The NSC results also show that we saw that learners who took mathematics in grade 12 increased, but we saw their performance dropping. This is a lesson for the country. If we want to widen gateway pathways, we must ensure that learners have foundational skills required to take on gateway subjects, but also not only to take them on, but to succeed in them. A healthy system must grow the number of learners taking maths, science without sacrificing quality. And that is why our next phase pairs with higher participation and stronger support. The team and I have decided that this is where we are going to be focusing for the next academic year, that we need to have greater support for learners, particularly between grade 10 and 12, so that we can make sure that they don't drop out and they stay the course, particularly in these gateway subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, inclusive education is another important quality test. The number of learners with special learning needs enrolled for the NSC exams has improved, increasing by 57%. The progress is not only in participation, but it is also in achievement. Significantly more learners with special education needs wrote and passed and achieved admission to bachelor passes in 2025. The biggest increases were recorded in the Free State and in the Western Cape, and we will work with other provinces to try and achieve similar increases. Challenges remain in ensuring that South African Sign Language is widely accessible as a sign language of learning and teaching. We currently have too few trained specialists to teach gateway subjects through sign language, and this requires our careful attention. In a country committed to dignity inclusion, we cannot only stop at just producing an exam paper. It must extend to accessing a full curriculum, including gateway subjects in sign language. We must also look at the quality of the passes being achieved, because this is where post-school opportunity is shaped. Here we look at passes that open doors to bachelor studies, diploma studies, and higher certificate studies. While the national percentage of what we will call the bachelor passes has decreased slightly from 48% to 46%, more candidates than ever before in South Africa have increased with bachelor passes by 8,700, meaning we have 345,000 learners who achieved bachelor passes this year. I think they deserve a round of applause. That is the record number of bachelor passes that we have had thus far. A further 28% achieved diploma passes and 13.5% achieved higher certificate passes. And this is why quality matters. It tells us not only how many learners have crossed the line, but how well prepared they are for what comes next. And ladies and gentlemen, particularly for my district directors who are sitting on this side of the room, for the very first time, all 75 districts have achieved a pass rate of 80% and above. I could not be prouder of these 75 people who drive quality every single day in their districts, ensuring that policy is reflected in the classroom. District performance is one of the clearest quality indicators because it shows whether improvement is spreading system-wide or remaining concentrated in pockets of strength. We are building stability, but the struggle for equality must intensify, especially in our gateway subjects. The accounting pass rate decreased slightly from 81% to 78%, while mathematics decreased from 69 to 64. There was, however, an increase in physical science from 76% to 77%. And so, as we celebrate, ladies and gentlemen, we do so with clear eyes. The next phase is about deeper mastery, especially in gateway subjects. It is about increasing the number of learners taking and excelling in mathematics, physical science, and other gateway subjects with support so that opportunity expands without quality collapsing. And when we speak about equity, we speak about quality too. The 2025 results show us that excellence is spreading into communities that have carried the heaviest burdens. That they also remind us that the number of learners enrolling should never run ahead of our ability to ensure that they perform well. Our responsibility is to protect what is working, to deepen it so that achievement becomes durable and that progress is not measured by who gets through, but by how well learners are prepared to go beyond the school gate. We also see something else in these results, something that South Africans should all be very proud of, especially when life is hard and hope is sometimes short in supply. In township and rural communities, in no-fee schools, excellence is becoming a pattern. This year, we saw a sustained growth in the number of learners from no-fee schools achieving bachelor passes. This is a national message of hope that says poverty is not a destiny and that where you come from does not mean that is where you will end up. And for many of these young people, bachelor passes will not only just open a door, it will change a family's story. It may mean the first university graduate in that home, the first teacher, the first lawyer, the first doctor, the first engineer, the first scientist in that family line. That person may be the first person to be able to break a cycle that has held generations back. And so we ought to be proud of these learners. Districts like Umkhanyakude and Umlazi remind us that outstanding outcomes can come from communities overwhelmed by lack and need. Over 66 of bachelor passes were obtained by candidates from no-fee schools. And more than, and more no-fee schools are achieving pass rates between 80 and 100%. Our task now is to protect what is working and deepen it to make it durable. And finally, we cannot separate education outcomes from learner well-being. While most social grant beneficiaries wrote the NSC exams in 2025, 78% of these candidates passed, down from 86% previously. That drop, despite more learners writing, is a warning that must be understood and addressed. Candidates with social grants performed far better than candidates whose social grants became inactive after reaching 18 years, highlighting the importance of social protection to learner performance. Social protection and education outcomes are completely interlinked, and so we will be engaging with the Department of Social Development to find more sustainable ways of ensuring that we protect grade 12 learners who are still actively in school to be able to access the social grant so that their academic performance doesn't drop. When we speak about deep roots, we also speak about the whole ecosystem which makes learning possible. And now, South Africa, having honored the work and faced the hard truths behind these numbers, let us come to the results themselves. In 2025, over 656,000 learners passed the National Senior Certificate. That figure carries the effort of every teacher, every learner, families in every corner of our country. So let us turn to the provincial results. In 9th place is the Eastern Cape that has achieved a pass rate of 84.17%. In 8th place is Limpopo that has achieved a pass rate of 86.15%. In 7th place, Mpumalanga has achieved a pass rate of 86.55%. In 6th place is the Northern Cape, having achieved... Okay, let me start again. In 6th place is the Northern Cape, having achieved a pass rate of 87.79%, marking the biggest improvement of all the provinces. In 4th place is the Northwest, having achieved 88.49%. In third place, wait for it. In 3rd place is Gauteng, having achieved a pass rate of 89.06%. It's anybody's guess now. In 2nd place is the Free State, having achieved a pass rate of 89.33%. And the best performing province is KwaZulu-Natal with a pass rate of 90.6%. Okay. Teleprompter, please move. Did I? Okay. And my apologies. I forgot to mention, in 5th place is the Western Cape with a pass rate of 88.2%. I apologize, MEC. He probably thought I had amalgamated the Western Cape with another province. No, I did not. And now, ladies and gentlemen, nationally, the NSC pass rate is 88%, an increase from 0.7% from 2024. %8% is the highest pass rate in our country's history. To every premier, to every MEC, to every head of department, to every district director, to every principal, to every teacher, these outcomes are built day by day, term by term, year by year, and we honor the work that has gone behind them. Even as we celebrate progress, we have to be honest about the risks ahead. Austerity measures applied without care threaten the foundations we are working to strengthen. Early learning support and school nutrition. Reform requires patience and planning and sustained investment. Baobabs do not grow in a single season. Taken together, these results tell us a clear story. The system is more stable, participation is improving, inclusion is expanding, integrity is holding firm. But the results also confirm a central truth in our reform agenda, that without strong foundations in the early years, inequality will always return later. So then the new course we have set for the basic education system is defined by deep roots, strong foundations, and a long vision. It is focused on quality as much as it is on access, on safer schools as much as it is about ensuring that children can thrive by 5, on an education system that is able to claim Africa's demographic dividend. So this is not a rejection of the past. It is crossing into new territory, informed by experience, guided by evidence, and anchored in foundations strong enough to carry the future. But government cannot do this alone. Strengthening the foundations of learning is a national project. Kubazali bethu masiqinisekise ukuba abantwana bayafundelwa ingakumbi ngolwimi lwabo. Masibakhuthaza abantwana bethu basihambe isikolo ukwenzela baze bagqwese. To teachers and school leadership, protect learning time, use evidence-based learning grade methods, support one another through collaboration and professional learning communities. And to provinces and districts, prioritize ECDs, foundation phase staffing, timetables, teacher support materials, because these are incredibly important. And to communities and partners, support early learning, school safety with action and accountability, because when we strengthen the first steps of learning, we change the last outcomes. To the class of 2025, I say, congratulations on breaking the record of the highest pass rate in South Africa. Siyazingcangani nisebenzile. You've shown resilience not only in these examinations, but across the years of learning in a country that has asked much of you. South Africa sees you, and to the learners of no-fee schools, you have shown the country what is possible. You have proven that talent lives everywhere, and that when we strengthen the roots, hope becomes an outcome but not a slogan. And to every learner who did not get the result that you had hoped for, you're not a failure, and your story is not over. There are pathways to improve your results through rewrites, support programs, and second chance opportunities. What matters now is that you take the next step with the support that you need. And finally, to South Africa, I say this: if we want to plant deeply, we must do so now. If we strengthen the foundations in difficult seasons, then in years to come, in generations to come, we will reap the benefits. I thank you. Diabulela, dialebuha, dilibua.
Another round of applause, one for the class of 2025, and the second one for KwaZulu-Natal. Congratulations to KZN. Honorable Minister, a very big thank you to you for that address and for sharing with the nation the achievements of the class of 2025. 88%. Amazing. Moving in the right direction, this education system. It is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the presentation of awards for our top achievers that are sitting on the stage. For each category, we will recognize the third place, the second place, and then the first place as the top achiever. Achievements are calculated from 6 subjects, excluding life orientation, including 2 languages, and a learner's 4 best remaining subjects. Only full-time candidates with valid results qualify. Now, ties are then broken through mathematics and physical science performance. For subject awards, the highest final mark and exam performance determine the winners. This year, there's an added category. We heard from the minister that accounting is doing really well. So accounting has been added to this category in quintile 1, 2, and 3. Minister and Deputy Minister, may you please come forward as we prepare to hand out the awards to our top achievers. All right, let us then start, ladies and gentlemen, with Quintile 1, Deep Sluit Secondary School number 2, Malata Tanya Mutimela from Gauteng. In second place, Samkelos Pamandam Timkulu from Ubuhle Bezulu Secondary School in Mpumalanga. And in first place, from Mpumalanga, Elangwane Secondary School, Luyanda Ndlozi. We'll afford a photo moment for Luyanda. Congratulations to you, Luyanda. Let's move over to mathematics now. In third place, Tabang Mkukuma Mashihu from Kutalani Secondary School in Mpumalanga. In second place, from the top province, Olwe to Lionel Dada from Tugela Secondary in KwaZulu-Natal. And in first place, seems like Mpumalanga's taking these ones, Sianda Welcome Nkuna from Inkomazi Secondary School. What we need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, about these learners is that they would have gotten full marks. 300 out of 300 for mathematics. Absolutely amazing. Let's move over then to Quintile 2. We'll start with Limpopo, Sikelele Senior Secondary, Tabo Siyota in third place. In second place, we've got NG Fortune Ntuli from Pumzile Secondary School in Mpumalanga. And in first place, Temogo Matong from Sitwahosing High School in the Northwest. Over then to technical maths. Mpumalanga taking third place, Sheriff Brendan Group, D.D. Mabuza Comprehensive School. In second place, also from D.D. Mabuza Comprehensive School, Kanya Bongani Koza. And KwaZulu-Natal is in first place here from technical maths, with Masibumbane High. Asanda Ndlela is the learner there. Well done to you, Asanda. In third, Quintile 3 now. In third place, we'll start off in KZN with Matube Sizwe High School, take from Sinamele Prudence Tabete. In second place, we've got Ndibuweni Fetisani from Tengwa Secondary School in Limpopo. And in first place for Quintile 3, Bokang Vincent Mukubung from Blue Gambosh Senior Secondary in the Free State. Let's move over then to physical science in Quintile 3. We'll start with third place, Emma Clarence Boyens from Clarendon Girls High School from the Eastern Cape. In second place, Arinza Anthony Nwafo from Chikweba Christian School in Limpopo. And in first place from the Western Cape, Abigail Cock from York High School. And this is for physical science, ladies and gentlemen. Well done to you, Abigail. In quintile 4, we'll start in Limpopo, Maduba Stephen Munyai from Toyando Secondary. In second place, we've got Simesihle Angoba Owami Kuzwayo from King Beguzulu High School in KwaZulu-Natal. And in first place, KZN, you keep taking it, Ethan Neil Nate Naika from Port Shepstone Secondary. Doing phenomenally well from quintile 4, Ethan. Congratulations to you. And we'll go to technical science in quintile 4. This is the technicalities that could be quite tricky. We'll start in Eastern Cape. The third place is Ngazibini Unathi Ntungwa Isikhoba Nombewu Secondary School in the Eastern Cape. In second place, Thabo Matake from Leola High in Limpopo. And I think, Deputy Minister, I know that you love the Mpumalanga province. We need to see what's happening at DD Mabuza Comprehensive. First place, going to DD Mabuza Comprehensive School, Sheriff Brandon Group. Well done to you, Sharon. We'll move over then to quintile 5. In third place, Greenside High School in Gauteng, Mahir Modi. In second place, Collegiate Girls High School, Maria Caitlin Frieks from the Eastern Cape. And in first place, Abigail, you shouldn't have sat down, Abigail Cock from York High School in the Western Cape. Abigail taking her second certificate this evening. Congratulations to you, Abigail. Let's move over to accounting in quintile 1, 2, and 3. It's the category that has been added this year. In third place, we've got Sisona Masingili from Sotayisa Secondary School in Eastern Cape. In second place, we've got Ndibuweni Rodney Fetisani from Tengwa Secondary School in Limpopo. And staying in the Limpopo province, we've got Kweba Commercial Muchizi Obri Ramoba. Come up, you're in first place for accounting. As the minister said, your background does not determine where you go. South African Sign Language is our next category, ladies and gentlemen. In third place, Nonduduzo Tabiseni Mkize from Fulton School for the Deaf in KZN. In second place, we've got Amahle Ngidi from St. Martin de Porres Comprehensive in KZN. And can we guess who took first place? KZN, Kwatinka School for the Deaf. Tobani Mhlengi Shenzi, please come forward. So KZN took all that, the South African Sign Language, first, second, and third place. Congratulations. Moving on to learners with special educational needs. This is our next category. In third place, Tibato Isaac Mokonyane from Rivoni School for the Blind in Limpopo. In second place, Mpho Doris Nchaka from Situtulwane Secondary School, also in Limpopo. And in first place, we've got Takunda Praise Muchuweni from Yan Kriel School in the Western Cape. Let's move over then to the Minister's Award. In Mpumalanga, Sanele Nkosepeyo Vilagazi from Makause Combined School. And we've got from JP High School for Girls, Nchonga Tako Blessing Besong from Gauteng, the Minister's Award. Congratulations, Nchonga Kato. So the Minister's Award, ladies and gentlemen, is an award that has been awarded to a young child or young learner who has done exceptionally well from a difficult circumstance. She's done exceptionally well from the circumstances that she comes from, and so the minister then gets collaborated within the ministry, and she then decides on who receives this particular award. And today, from JP High School for Girls in Gauteng, Nchonga Tako Blessing Besong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our 2025 National Senior Certificate National Top Achiever. We'll start off in Gauteng Province. Kamugelo Aaron Chabalala, Ecuador College Kirkney, it's an independent schools. Can we please give Kamugelo a round of applause? He's the National Top Achiever for independent schools. And for public schools, the Western Cape taking it, York High School. Abigail, come get your certificate. Abigail Cock. Let's keep those round of applause going. She is the top achiever for public schools in the whole country, ladies and gentlemen. Abigail would be the top achiever out of all the learners that wrote the National Senior Certificate. She is #1 in the country. Congratulations to you, Abigail. Minister, Deputy Minister, thank you so much. You may take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's give our learners another round of applause. Now I'd like to invite the Deputy Minister of Basic Education, Dr. Regina Mhaule, to come to the podium, and she has played a vital role in supporting our learners and the education system. The DM, as I often say, is no stranger to the education sector. She has led with extreme distinction for more than 15 years. Can I actually say 20 years to that DM, that she's led with extreme distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our Deputy Minister, Dr. Regina Mhaule, a round of applause for the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Tseho. Honorable, the MEC, the Minister, not the MEC, the Minister of Basic Education in the Republic of South Africa, Honorable Siviwe Gwarube. I always, as a teacher, wherever I am, correct people to say, don't say Honorable Minister. You say Minister, Honorable Gwarube. The Premier of Gauteng, Honorable Panyaza Lusufi. The MECs from all 9 provinces, we are so proud that you are all here today. We really appreciate the good work that we have done as provinces. Members of the Portfolio Committee, both committees from the National Council of Provinces and the Portfolio Committee from the National Assembly and the chairpersons, thank you very much. Without you following us and chasing us, we would not be celebrating today. Our chairperson is Honorable Maimela and Honorable Feni. The DG in the presidency, thank you so much, Ma, for always supporting education. And your supporting education makes the president also to support education, because the education is the foundation for all professions. The DG of the Department of Basic Education, DG of Higher Education, I can see you are shivering when you look at the numbers. Where is he? DG Higher Education. Oh, he ran away, because he ran away from the numbers. When he looked at the numbers, because he still has a backlog from last year, it's high numbers. And now we produce other numbers. Now he had to run away because we have caused problems for him and the sector in general. Leaders of our entities, Umalusi, the CEO, the chairperson, says chairperson and the CEO, NECT, chairperson and the CEO, I know you are all here. Union representatives, the ones that are representing all our teachers, more than 460,000 teachers that we have in the country. Representatives of the school governing bodies, I know you are here today. You are the governors of the schools. We are here for policy and support, but you are doing the groundwork. Heads of departments, I saw the head of department of KwaZulu-Natal and Northwest, they were so excited. Parents, caregivers, all officials of the department, district directors, I know that you want to be, if you say officials, you feel you are not part of it. District directors, the one on the coal face, where education is happening. The parents that are here today, I know there are those that are representing parents, the school governing bodies, but we have parents of these top learners that are in our midst, which to me, I say, they are proud parents. Ladies and gentlemen, Sanbonan, allow me to begin by extending my sincere appreciation to the Minister of Basic Education, Honorable Siviwe Gwarube, for her unwavering commitment to strengthening the basic education sector. She took over from Motshekga. When we speak of basic education, it started in 2009 by Minister Motshekga. Then she left it there, and Gwarube is the second Minister of Basic Education after Motshekga, who is the first Minister of Education. So I want to thank her that she never dropped the ball. Since she came in, the standard is going up. It would be amiss of me, of course, not to appreciate the work done by Minister Motshekga. It wasn't easy when she started basic education. It wasn't. But she took the department up to where it is stable. We are here today. I remember in 2021, when we exceed 80%, she was shivering to say, how are we going to maintain? And we all thought that we arrived there by chance. But fortunately, here we are today, and the system, as Minister indicated, that is stabilizing, is stable. Minister Motshekga and those that are representing her, please pass our sincere appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start by thanking parents at home. Parents at home, because primary education starts with parents. It's parents who teach their child to speak, to concentrate, and to focus. So, would not have done justice if we don't say thank you, parents. Thank you, ECD practitioners, for you laid this foundation, this solid foundation, upon which our foundation phase educators worked on. And want to thank the foundation phase educators, want to thank the senior phase educators, intermediate phase, as well as the FET phase. They arrive at FET because they come from the foundation. And if the foundation is not strong, we would not be celebrating today. That's why we thank the grade R, grade 1 teachers up to grade 7. So, want to thank all our stakeholders. Education is everybody's enterprise. We are all here today because we take part actively and inactively in educational affairs. So want to appreciate all of you. We know that without you, we wouldn't be celebrating today. It takes the entire village at national level, from businesses, enterprises, whatever, all our stakeholders, to make sure that they support education. So this cohort, ladies and gentlemen, also began their high school journey during a period of the unprecedented disruption brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, limited contact time. And at that time, I remember very well, we did not focus on them, this class. We focused on the FET and we set them aside. But here they are. They are true. They display true resilience of the system. These learners stand before us today, having reached this important milestone, is a powerful testament to their resilience as well as the collective strength of the basic education sector with all its partners. We therefore extend our heartfelt thanks to the MECs of provinces. The work is done in provinces. We know that you have sleepless nights to make sure that learners are at school. As we're moving around Northwest, Minister, we saw learners starting to be at school on Monday, this coming Monday. Yet schools, we say they are opening on Wednesday, but learners are already at schools, not only in Northwest. I say Northwest because I have experienced it, but all provinces, learners are at school. We really appreciate our district directors. Thank you very much for the work well done. Minister said there's not even a single district that obtained less than 80%, which means the system is strengthened from a better to better. The one thing that the minister did not do, which you would have loved to hear, was the announcement of the top 10 districts. I don't know why didn't they put it in minister's speech, the top 10 districts, of which 6 are from KwaZulu-Natal. Of the top 10, 6 are from KwaZulu-Natal. Rural, poor as they are, with Mkhanyakude being there, tops, number 2 after Johannesburg. Want to thank our Director General, a man, I don't know whether this man does sleep. I want to ask his wife if he does sleep. Because you live here at 11 o'clock, 6 o'clock he calls you, DM, I'm in Uppington. How did you arrive there? The following day, I'm in the Eastern Cape. The other day, he touches all the provinces in 2 weeks, which is very abnormal, but he touched every district, all the 775 districts, all the 75 districts. The DG touched all of them, not once. During schools reopening, during exams, during the course of the year in supporting, he supports all our districts. Mr. Matanzi Mamoele, thank you so much. Baba. Want to thank the TDGs at the national level as well as in provinces, all senior managers at the 3 levels. We thank you for your professionalism, diligence, steadfast commitment in managing this complex and demanding process. We know that professional critics, when they want to criticize anything in the country, they criticize education. We also wish to acknowledge and thank all stakeholders in basic education, teacher unions, school governing body associations, civil society organizations, parents, caregivers, principals, teachers, support staff, education as assistants, and general assistants. Each of you has played a vital role in ensuring that teaching and learning continues, often in the face of considerable obstacles. Your contribution to the success of our learners cannot be overstated. Central to these achievements is the strength of the partnership we have built and continue to nurture across the education ecosystem. No single institution or department or individual can on their own deliver the outcome that our learners deserve. It's through collaboration between government, private sector, civil society, organized labor, communities, and families that we are able to extend opportunities, address inequality, and unlock the full potential of our education system. These partnerships enable innovation, mobilize resources, and ensure that support reaches learners where it is needed the most. They remind us that when we work together with a shared sense of purpose, we can achieve far much more than we ever could when we do it alone. It's in this spirit of partnership that we now express our sincere appreciation to our valued partners and sponsors. The MTN Foundation, our host sponsor, Old Mutual, First Rent Empowerment Fund, Santam, Sasol, AFBOP, Telcom Foundation, Vodacom Foundation, ShopRite Foundation, Kagiso Trust, Fondi, the Independent Development Trust, the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, and the Sifiso Learning Group. Through your continued investment in education, you affirm your belief in the potential of our young people. The prizes and gifts presented today are a tangible demonstration of your commitment to shaping a brighter future of our learners. To our top achieving learners, once more, we commend you for your hard work, discipline, and determination. We also acknowledge the invaluable role played by your parents and families, whose support, encouragement, and sacrifices have contributed significantly to your success. Above all, I want to thank all of you. If you had not come to this event would not have been what it is today. All from all walks of life, you are here today. Our traditional leaders want to appreciate the Queen from Isilo Samazulu, who also wanted to come today. Said, I'm coming. After we invited her, she said, I am coming. Thank you so much, Ma, and pass our gratitude to the King for allowing you to come and be part with us. Want to thank all traditional leaders that are present here. Religious leaders, we know that you visit schools. You encourage our teachers who need psychosocial support. Our social workers are not enough, but you go to each and every school. No one is hindering religious leaders to go to schools. Want to thank you for the work that you are doing for education. Want to thank universities for producing the quality teachers that we have in our system, and especially the young cohort that are producing good results. As we prepare to embark on the next chapter of your lives, our children, we wish you every success in your future endeavors. Not only you, even those that are going to get their results tomorrow. And to those that have not made it, Minister said we are at 88%, which means we run short of 12%. And those 12% are human beings, and their parents expected a lot from them. I'm saying to parents, don't put more pressure on these children. Allow them a second chance. There's always a second time. There's always a second chance. The Department of Basic Education and its provinces are willing to give them a second chance. And most of the prominent people who are successful in life never had a single chance. They had 2, 3, or 4 chances in life. So let's not push our children to want them to produce what we never produced before. So to those that are successful, we wish you all the best. To our guests, you are all very important. We wish you a safe travel as you go back home, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Deputy Minister, thank you so much for that address and the vote of thanks. Let's give her, please, another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That then brings us to the end of our program. It has been such an honor for me to have been part of this special occasion as your program director. For those driving back home this evening and even tomorrow morning, please be safe. My name is Moachi. You can catch me every weekend mornings on Power FM and on YouTube, Conversations with Eminent Women. Have a lovely weekend further. Please, wherever you go, whoever you encounter, please be kind and protect your peace. Dinner is served. Bye-bye.
And that brings us to the end of this important results announcement. The Basic Education Minister announcing 88% pass rate. That's the national pass rate. It's a tick up from last year, so very well done to the class of 2025. And KZN is the best performing province, and I'm not going to waste any time. Let's take you straight to Iman Rapeti. She's standing by with the MEC of the KZN Education Department. Iman?
And that MEC would be Sipotlo Muka. I don't know, are you doing a victory dance? I mean, I want to see something. This is an incredible result. How do you feel?
Well, greeting to yourself and greeting to the viewers. We're very happy for the province. We must appreciate the work that was done by our educators. We must clap a hand for them. I also want to appreciate our learners who have been listening to our educators, but also to thank our parents who have been supporting these learners, and also thank all officials from the department led by the HOD and unions. They've been working with us in the very difficult situation. I also want to thank my organization, ANC, who have been pushing very hard to say we must try our level best to make sure that we provide quality education for our learners.
Why am I not seeing a smile? Why am I not seeing the fire? I mean, we've made history here. That's what the minister said. This is the best result we've had for education outcomes in Matric in South Africa. And KZN is leading the way, 90%.
We're very proud about our educators. We're very proud about our learners. We're proud for the KZN as a whole. Everyone in KZN, they have been supported us as we have started engaging with our principals and our educators. They are also planning for 2026. We must try our level because education is everything. Without education, there will be no economy. Without education, there will be no professionals.
So listen, you still got a problem in KZN, the start of the school year. A lot of the, according to Satu, a lot of the teaching materials and things haven't reached the school. So you're managing success and a celebration on one side, but you've got to keep it going in the province. So how are you going to deal with ensuring that everything that the schools need to start and start on time will be there?
Well, certainly, when the schools open the first day, all schools will be open, and we're going to work with everyone to ensure that there will be no disruption of teaching and learning on the first day. We understand the challenges and we are stable. We are going to manage everything.
All right, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for being with us. But I feel like we need to see something, some energy. Give us some energy.
I'm fine. I'm happy.
The MEC, this is how he celebrates. That's certainly an incredible result from KwaZulu-Natal. We'll keep walking around. All right, we've got the Gauteng MEC for Education with us next. And there was a lot of, certainly a lot of competition. You can see everyone wants to talk to the MEC. I'll let Steve Mabona handle the logistics of getting the MEC onto us. Good evening. Again, a stunning result from Gauteng.
Yes.
Put up a fierce competition there despite all of the difficulties. How are you feeling?
No, I'm happy with the performance of our kids. I mean, really shows the determination from their side to pull through. Of course, would have wanted to be on top, but I was saying to my colleague that 1,500 less children should have passed. Then I would have been on top. But
because in percentage terms, it's pretty much just not even a whole percent.
Yes, definitely. That shows the amount of work that we've been putting into the system and overall support. I mean, if you look at how the results are between the last province and the first province, it shows you it's no longer like in the past where you used to have 20% different. Now it's 5%, and that shows that the system has stabilized entirely.
Again, you know, Minister Siviwe Gwarube used the words historic, and we saw a number of important milestones in this result about the prospects for girls doing better, the better access for disabled children. We know that we're kicking off things in the province with real issues. You know, we've been at schools today where there aren't proper classrooms. There are a number of different challenges. How do we honor the promise that we are making to the country's children who are achieving these historic results under really difficult circumstances? They're doing it despite the circumstance.
Yeah, look, I know that there are a number of challenges in our schools, infrastructure-wise in particular. But what's more important is what I've been appealing from the previous years, the collaboration between the parents, the community, and the school itself. In that way, we are able to preserve the progress instead of finding ourselves where there's progress and then there's ultimately vandalism of property. Because now, in these holidays, we've had over almost 30 schools that were vandalized unnecessarily so. You know, and that brings us more burden and challenge for us. But overall, I think there is progress. You can see there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I do believe that ultimately we'll get 100% pass rate for all.
Oh, you're going to put your head on a block. Let's see if we can get that result next time round.
Yeah, we'll try better next time.
Okay, thank you so much, MEC for Education here in Gauteng. Let's continue to be on the move. I think we're going to make our way onto the stage, Kevin. Let's storm the stage. There are some kids. Let's try and get the top national learner overall. Again, what an incredible, incredible evening. I mean, the energy here is absolutely electric. A lot to celebrate tonight, and it is the culmination of an entire year. In fact, not just an entire year of sacrifice. One would say a couple of years of sacrifice. How are you guys feeling?
Amazing, quite amazing. It's a surreal moment. We worked really hard towards this, so we are really glad to be here, very happy to be here.
Look, I was down at the bottom, but were you the overall top achiever?
In independent schools, yes.
Wow, come stand up for me and let's have a proper conversation. Kevin, don't fall off the stage. A lot of kids will be looking at you tonight thinking, wow, what an example to follow. Tell us some of the things that you had done to ensure that you had your head screwed on right and you're a man with a mission. And also because you saw girls are doing much better than boys.
I think it starts with identifying a goal. Knowing that you have identified that goal because you are capable of achieving that goal. And now it's only a matter of time. You need to use your time wisely, lay the foundation early. This foundation was laid in grade 10. Efforts in grade 11, December of grade 11, were put in so that I can prepare myself for Matric. And yeah, the combination of hard work, dedication, a consistent pattern in my working, annoying my teachers as much as possible,
I love that.
support from my classmates, them enabling me to help them, which helped me understand my content better. I think, yeah, it's why I find myself here today.
That's so wonderful. Listen, good luck on your journey. We are so proud of you as a country and as a nation. And may all the aspirations and dreams you set out for yourself come true. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're going to pop over and actually going to go to a student from Port Shepstone, which is in my province. Sorry, sir. I think, is this your boy?
Yeah.
Come talk to us, right? Because you're from Port Shepstone in KZN.
Yes.
How are you feeling this evening? I mean, and here you are in the audience, watching your son achieve this incredible milestone. As dad, how are you feeling?
So let me just correct. He's my nephew.
Is he your nephew?
He's my guardian. Sorry, I'm his guardian.
Right.
Because he lost his dad when he was 9.
Oh, wow.
So I'm extremely proud to see him.
Oh, man.
Really good. Really good.
That's so beautiful. I mean, I can see that you're close to tears now. You're going to make me close to tears.
Now, he worked very hard, very diligent. It's good to see it paid off. But he has very good family support, extended family. Very good.
Oh, that's incredible, man. Listen, congratulations. And just hearing the backstory, I mean, your parents would be absolutely proud. Your dad would be absolutely proud of you from wherever he is in heaven watching you today. What are some of the thoughts that go through your mind at a time like this?
I'm just completely in shock. I have no words at all. This was just such a surreal experience.
What's next?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, go off to university and then start the next chapter in our lives.
And we wish you everything. Thank God you had such an incredible family to scaffold you, and really you carry all of our dreams and our aspirations with you. Go far, do well, and we want to celebrate you in the future as well with your accolades. Thank you so much. All right. Who else are we talking to?
Northwest MEC.
Oh, let's come to the Northwest.
And the top achiever.
Hello. And Northwest shining, also coming up tops in these results. In fact, we were in the Northwest province this week. Are you parent? No, I was also just checking if you're parent.
No, the HOD.
But and well done to all of you. I mean, we were there this weekend, and you can see. I mean, there's a lot of challenges in the Northwest province. We know this, and historically there've been challenges, but the province itself has done so well. So let me start with you as a representative of the province for this class of 2025. How does it feel achieving the heights that you've achieved?
Yeah, I'm still processing this all because I was really not expecting this, and I'm super excited and very thankful to my teachers, to my parents, and all the people that were rooting for me and that supported me.
So what did the year look like? I mean, in terms of that diligence and that study?
Well, I think I'm going to study medicine at the University of Cape Town.
At UCT, have you got your funding and your sponsorship and all of that sorted out?
Well, I still haven't got a bursary yet, but I think they are going to reply.
Hello, top achiever. Someone give this man a bursary. MEC, again, it's an evening to celebrate achievement. And again, as I said, the context of the Northwest it's not lost on any of us, but to do so well, and again, going back to the history-making moment the Minister was talking about, what do you attribute this to?
What I can say actually as the Northwest Province, I think first and foremost, I must appreciate the good work done by the teachers and also the HGBs and also the circuit managers and the district directors. Because immediately after realizing that there's a serious gap between myself as the MEC together with these relevant stakeholders, I had to go back down to the ground and engage with them so that they are participating fully in terms of making sure that we improve in terms of the result.
So again, but it's not without its challenges, right? So what is the class of 2026 look forward to anticipate in terms of their matric year?
I'm confident. Remember, 2024 we were at 87.4. We have increased with a slight 0.9% this for the last academic year. That is why now we are at 88.49. For 2026 we are ready. We had challenges in terms of budget. That is why we could not actually accommodate all learners in terms of incubation. So what we are going to do, our strategy as the Northwest Province, is to make sure that we engage with the relevant stakeholders, our mines, and also our private sector, so that they assist us, because we don't have to leave any child behind. That is why our expectation was to increase with 3%, so that we reach that particular 90%. But because of budget constraints, here we are. But we appreciate because of the efforts done by the principals and the teachers, regardless of the shortage of budget.
And you know, you're in one of the most minerally rich provinces in the country. I was at the ANC's birthday celebrations this weekend. The president was talking about mining companies, and also you expect them to come to the party. So they need to give you money to do the things that you need to do. A lot of the community, the manpower and the woman power in that community is coming through mining activity. So then would you say they need to come to the party more and be able to fund some of your projects?
Definitely, because as government, we have actually proven that we don't have capacity in terms of budget. Hence, we did indicate that the most important thing is incubation. If you look at the increase from 2023 versus, 2024 versus 2025, there's a huge. From there, we get 3% increase. This time, we got 0.9 increase, 0.9%.
Okay, they need to, as you say, they certainly need to do better. But I can't hand it back to you, Kholi, until I meet the parents of this gorgeous young man. This is your moment. This is your moment. Take a bow. How are you feeling?
Thank you so much.
Just give us your name. Sorry, I didn't know your son's name because there were so many amazing achievers tonight. But your boy and just your family, they deserve the recognition.
Yes, no, thank you so much. I must say you are happy. My name is Keiza Matong. With my family, Matong, this is Temoho Matong, as we've heard, is the one of top achiever in the mathematics. Really, we are so happy. I don't have the words, but I can say from the rural area doesn't block you to achieve what is in you. It depends on you, no matter where you are, and even you will get a lot of challenges, I must say this, but I told him, whatever you are doing, you know there is challenges, and the mother as well, to give the opportunity without taking him. I have to take him to the farm, but I have to leave him so that he can study.
Let's hear then directly from mom, right?
I have no words. I feel emotionally, but only self-discipline ka boene, o rata dibuka, so.
He loves his books, and he put in the work. So thank you so much, family, and travel.
We like to say to the mentor, as Dr. Machona is, he said, thank you, and as you took
We're going to leave it there. Let's give a great big yay! And back to our Oak Studio, Kholi. It is just wonderful, wonderful. We are here, Sia Jabula Ngakulu. That's all I can say. I'll advance myself. Back to you.
Iman Rapeti, I keep saying this. I need to learn a thing or two from Iman about how to do live television.